Hello everybody, this is John Wydogan with Natural Freedom League, and it's another Moral Law Monday by the Monument in Pleasant Hill, California. 12th week in a row that I've been out here on the corner holding my signs, trying to plant some seeds, trying to hand out some information and encourage people to do some research into what is really going on. Today I'd like to talk about a topic. I don't have any new signs today, so I'm going to talk about an idea that I came up with. It's not necessarily an original idea, but I gave it a name, and I call it detachment activism. Detachment activism was an idea that grew out of when I was going to a Buddhist temple for a few years, going through a couple of classes. The idea of detaching from things that you think you need. So basically attachments, which are really illusionary. We have become accustomed to things that maybe we don't really need, and they tend to hold us back. So I applied that idea to detaching from society and the systems in society that don't serve us. I thought of this idea again when I was involved with the health freedom movement, and I always thought that if we could get enough people to pull out of the health insurance industry and potentially go through a co-op or some other naturopathic medicine or health system, that we could possibly send a message to the monopoly that is the pharmaceutical industry. The problem with that is, obviously, the pharmaceutical industry has a business model where they are making us sick. So people have a hard time imagining not having access to pharmaceutical drugs and medical services. But for someone like me who tries to avoid taking pharmaceutical drugs, I'm not the healthiest person in the world, but I do try to focus on more of a preventative approach to health instead of taking medicine after the fact, which really in most cases tends to be a band-aid over the problem and can lead to bigger health issues. So pulling out, detaching from the health system, obviously homeschooling your kids is another way to make a statement, but not only to make a statement to the system, but to your own spiritual and holistic well-being. So pulling your kids out of the educational system, which is really just an indoctrination system and doesn't really teach our children and didn't really teach us how to think critically. Instead, you come into it with there being pre-set answers to everything, and you're basically just memorizing facts and regurgitating facts. Stop paying taxes is another way that we could detach from the system and make a statement that we are not participating in the corruption anymore. Stop voting. For the last month, I've been on a campaign telling people, if you vote, you ain't woke. If you haven't realized that voting is not going to get us to a better place, then I don't know what to tell you. It took me a while. I voted in the last election. I voted third party. I felt like it was the vote that I was most proud of, in that I voted for the person that was most closely aligned with my interests. So I thought. But I've learned in the last 4 years that voting for a new president every 4 years is not going to change anything. And regardless of what happens in this next election, I think we're going to be facing the same problems regardless. The last thing I wanted to say is, to really succeed at detachment activism, you need to have strong community bonds, connecting and networking with like-minded individuals, people who are prepared, people who can grow their own food, because when the system does collapse, we are going to need to be able to step into something new. And so those systems should be being built now. A lot of them have been being built. And so it's important to get out there, connect with like-minded individuals, and build yourself a little cell of people who can support you when the economy truly collapses and things get worse, which it seems like they are going to. So today I'm going to be using a couple of different signs. I've got my "What is a right and where do rights come from?" I've got the "What's the true agenda?" sign, and "The government doesn't care about your health." And then I think I'm also going to be holding up the COVID-19 99.6% survival rate, which looks like the number is even better than that. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll use the worst number they've given thus far, except for at the beginning when they were saying it was somewhere around 5%. 99.6% survival rate. And for that, our kids are not in school. People are losing their livelihood. There's going to be many more deaths of despair than there are deaths due to COVID. So I'm out here trying to wake people up. What else can we do? Spreading that message, where your rights come from, true freedom, the fact that we don't need government in order to survive. We need to detach from the things we think we need and really get to the essence of what is necessary to survive in this world. All right, we'll talk more about this later. You all have a good day. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And always put something good in the air. Peace.